Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Closet Confections. I'm your host, Kendra, and today we are talking skincare. Specifically, how to get your skin ready for spring and summer. So before I delve into that, I know that currently a lot of us are locked down, in quarantine, staying at home, sheltering in place, hopefully drinking our water and taking our vitamins. And it's a crazy time right now. So I don't know. I just wanted you guys to know that I am there with you in solidarity. I plan to continue making videos. Hopefully this place can be, sort of a mental escape for both you and I during this time. With that being said, just do a plug because I put up a blog post recently featuring 75 things that you can do when you're stuck at home. So I was up late one night and I got tired of looking at the news and getting that pit in my stomach, and I was like, let me do something productive. So I challenged myself to come up with 50 things that I could do at home, and because I'm an overachiever, I went to 75. I would have done 100, but no one likes to show off. So I will drop a link to that post down in the description box so that you can check out the blog post. And with that being said, let's jump into the skincare. All right, so spring has officially sprung, and I don't know about you, but in my neck of the woods, it's still a bit chilly out. We had one glorious random day where it was 70 degrees, but for the most part, it's been bouncing around in the low 50s, maybe high 40s. So I know, because every year this happens, there's going to be a random day where it's going to be 75 degrees, and the first thing that I want to do is grab my sandals. So that's why I'm starting now getting my foot care in order. So the first tips that I'm going to share with you are all about the feet. So maybe we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. How about that? All right. So first things first, in the shower, whenever I take a shower, or every other time, I use a pumice stone. And I've been using pumice stones since middle school. But this one I like a lot. I will drop a link. This one I got from Amazon, and it's two-sided. So the green side is coarse and the white side is more for buffing and refining. This is one of the best pumice stones that I've ever used. It's not too abrasive. Sometimes I find that their pumice stones can be too abrasive and it kind of just makes the skin kind of jagged, but this will smooth everything out. That being said, this tends to work best before my feet get, for lack of a better word, jacked up. So if you have deep cracks and fissures and whatnot, you might want to start off with a metal file first. So this is one I also got on Amazon, and I'll drop links to everything below like always. But this one is kind of two-sided. This is what they actually use at the nail salon that I go to for my pedicures. I miss my pedicures. But in any case, when I have to do it myself, I like to use this metal file. So this one I try to use it sparingly. Usually I can just go ahead with this. But, to get that first layer off in the winter months, I will use this metal file. And when it collects the shavings, I know this is so gross. I thought about doing a pedicure, at-home pedicure video, but I was like, I don't know if anyone wants to see that. Some people get squeamish about feet, myself included. So in any case, the dead skin kind of collects here, and you can just easily rinse it away and wash it away. And then there's a file on this side, but I don't really find myself using it that much. Usually I will use this and then follow up with the pumice stone. So if you have really let your feet go to pot over the winter, no judgment, whatever, it's happened to the best of us. Another tool I'll recommend is an actual file or razor. I used to swear by these. So it has a little razor blade and you pop that in. They've actually banned these in New York City. The salons can't use these anymore. And I only bring this out for extreme emergencies, so use these with caution. But I will say that if you have a lot of dead skin and buildup, this is probably the best tool to just easily scrape that off and get that away. Now, when you do that, use it maybe once a season, maybe like a few times a year. You don't want to rely on this too much because it will just kind of, I feel like it exacerbates the problem. So my favorite product by far, I do not have with me to show you guys because I just realized I ran out, so I have to go and place a frantic Amazon order as soon as I finish filming this video. But it's a product called Heel Balm, and I'll put a picture up here so you guys can see it. But the active ingredient in Heel Balm is urea, UREA, and it just makes your feet just so soft and supple and smooth. It's like this thick sort of what do you want to call it, like ointment that you put on your feet, and then I will put like cotton socks on overnight. It smells awful. Like it does, it smells kind of bad, but that stuff, I don't know what's, well, I know what's in it's urea, but it just makes your feet so soft and so supple. So again, if you don't use any of the products that I mentioned in this video for feet, I would say get you this pumice stone and get the Heel Balm, and that'll take care of pretty much, not all of your pedicure needs, but you'll be pretty well. So when you are able to go to the salons again, they won't, give you the side eye, like, what happened to you? The next thing I like to do is I do like to give myself an occasional foot soak. Right now I've been liking this foot soak. It's lavender and chamomile. I got this from World Market over the holidays. It's like a stocking stuffer, and I quite like it. You can also just use plain old Epsom salt or any sort of what do you call it, like bath bubbles, and maybe drop some body oil into the water as well. But I like this foot soak. It's just a nice thing to like soothe your feet. And then another thing that I like to use is this Foot Therapy paraben free foot exfoliant wrap. So I'll drop a link for these as well. So you leave it on for an hour and a half. You put it on your feet, you wrap your feet up in like little booties, or you can also wrap it up. You can also wrap them in like saran wrap just for some extra security. Oh my goodness, this makes your feet so soft. And it's just nice to have like a little at-home treatment. So as I mentioned, I feel like every year, even despite my efforts to like keep my feet like buffed and smooth and polished, I still tend to get caught off guard with that one random day where I was wearing boots the day before and now it's sandal season. And so if you have to give yourself a quick and dirty pedicure, or even quick and dirty manicure, I have mentioned this in a few of my videos, but I want to bring it up again. But Instant Dry, Sally Hansen Instant Dry nail polish. I have this in like 10 different colors, but these are probably like my 3 favorite colors for fast pedicures. That stuff dries in like 5 minutes flat, and you can just put on your shoes and not have a worry in the world. And then I also use these like little separators just to give myself a pedicure at home. Oh, and last thing for getting your feet sandal ready, it's a 4-sided nail file, and I like specifically this white one, like that comes in the block. It has a coarse, extra fine, fine, and medium sides to each, and I just like to use this to buff my toenails. Before I put on polish. I find it just gets some really smooth, I don't know, some people get, like myself included, I get like little ridges in my toenails over time, so this will just help like smooth all of that out. So ladies, even if you can't make it to the nail salon for the next few months or however long this quarantine lasts, no excuses for having raggedy looking feet. All right, moving along, for the rest of my body, my skin gets so super freaking dry during the winter. It's like terrible. So I have to exfoliate pretty much every time I take a shower, and when I'm shedding my winter layer especially, I pay extra attention. So the first thing I like to do every time I take a shower is use these exfoliating gloves. I love these things. I've tried all kinds of different loofahs and sponges and whatnot, but I find that these are really just the best at getting my skin just like smooth and soft and polished. And next, are some extra TLC, I like to go in with my body scrub from Sabone. This is one of my favorite products. I love everything at Sabone. I've been using them for like over 10 years at this point, but I really like their body polishing scrub. A new product of theirs that I've recently tried is their body gel polisher. So you use this in the shower and it contains natural scrubbing grains. Their scents are amazing. My personal favorite and the one that I keep going back to is the lavender vanilla patchouli. And this polishing gel is a good product, but I would say this one is probably more heavy duty. This is probably, you could get away with using it every day in the shower. This I like to use once a week. And then for body wash, my absolute favorite is the shower oil, and it's shower gel, but it's enriched with natural oil so it doesn't dry your skin out. And again, I am like almost out of this, so I need to place an order real soon because the mail, you can't really count on it these days, but this will seriously leave your skin smelling so good, and the fragrance lasts all day, but it's not overpowering, which I like about it. Next up, a product that I love to use to get my skin soft and supple in the shower is from Lush, and this is their Buffy product. So the way you use this is that after you've washed off in the shower and whatnot, you take this and you just rub it all over your body, and there's oatmeal and like little natural scrubbing granules in there, so you can really feel it when it starts to work. And there's shea butter and there's cocoa butter in here and just everything lovely. And then after you've rubbed it into your skin, you just rinse it off, and I tell you, your skin will be so soft and silky afterwards. Like sometimes I barely even need lotion or body oil afterwards. It's that good. All right, so once I am all washed and buffed and polished and ready to step out of the shower, the next thing I do is use an oil or a butter to help seal in that moisture. I don't really use lotions or creams too much. Like I said, I like the oils and the butters. So one that I like to use, and it's pretty economical and affordable, is the cocoa butter formula by Palmer. So it has vitamin E and it's their skin therapy oil. I like the rose hip fragrance especially. And I will just take that, it comes in like a little pump bottle, and you just rub that all over yourself. Another product that I like to use is Sabone's body butter, and you can tell that I love these products to death because this one is almost empty. But yeah, it's a solid body butter, and you kind of melt it in your hands and then apply it to your skin. It smells fantastic. So I like to layer the fragrances. So I'll get the shower oil and the patchouli, lavender, vanilla, and get the body butter in the same fragrance. And I just feel so pampered anytime I use this, especially if I take a shower at night before I go to bed, and then I lay down and snuggle into my blankets. And it's just such a calming scent and so pleasant. I just find that I like sleep better when I have all of those things layered on. And it's not too much, where sometimes I put on things like, for example, I also like Joe Malone's dry body oil. It's another body oil that I like a lot. This one I find is kind of strong, so I'll usually put this on if I'm going to go out during the day, or sometimes I will wear it at night because my husband likes it a lot, but I'll just put it on very sparingly. I don't apply it to my entire body, probably just like my arms and my shoulders. But yeah, this is another great product. But yeah, layering those scents, I just find, especially, like I said, the Sabone scents, they're fragrant, but they're not like cloying and overpowering. Like I find that they're very calming and relaxing, like the lavender especially, just will put me to sleep like a baby. All right, guys, so we've tackled the feet, and we got our bodies nice and smooth and soft and supple and ready to shine. So next, another thing that I have to whip into shape before spring and summer hits are my underarms. So, I love wearing strapless dresses, tank tops, halter tops, all of those things. And so if you have dark underarms, that can kind of put a damper on things. I meant to do a video about this a long time ago, but life got in the way. So over the years, I've experimented and tried different things out, lemon juice and all of that stuff, baking soda, whatever, to get rid of dark underarms. And here are two things that I found that make the biggest difference. Number one, and one that you should all implement, is that use a disposable razor, and make sure you get the one with like the triple blades. Don't go using those like cheap ones you get from like the dollar store or anything like that, like the single blade razors. Get the the ones that kind of look like this. There's different brands. I'll link some below. And the most important thing is to only use the razor once. Now, I know it's pricey. You know, just using the razor and you're kind of like, you have it sitting there and you're like, I can use it like 2 or 3 times. No. And especially do not leave these razors in the shower, because they will collect bacteria and whatnot, and that will contribute, like the skin underneath your underarms is very sensitive, so that bacteria and reusing disposable razors will contribute to your underarms getting darkened. So you definitely just use it once and then just toss it. The second thing that I've found that makes the biggest difference with my underarms and like discoloration is using natural deodorant. So that means deodorants that don't contain aluminum, so not antiperspirants. You just want to get a natural deodorant. So I know making the switch to natural deodorant can be scary. It can be difficult. I know, because I personally have gone through it, and I have to go through it again because once after I got pregnant with Christian, and like especially while I was breastfeeding, I don't know what it was, like natural deodorant just did not cut it for me. I found that I had to go back to using my secret antiperspirant. Otherwise, I would just smell like a barn animal. So, yeah, I had to go back to my aluminum-based antiperspirant deodorants. But now, you know, I'm not breastfeeding anymore. And I feel like I can go back natural again because I had a good experience last time. So I will tell you what worked for me. Number 1 is I do an underarm detox. So this is Aztec Indian Healing Clay. It's basically bentonite clay, 100% pure natural calcium bentonite clay. This stuff is magic. I use it on my face. I use it in my hair. I mix it with equal parts apple cider vinegar and the bentonite clay and maybe a little bit of water to like kind of loosen it up so it isn't so like thick and pasty. But yeah, I will do a natural underarm detox with bentonite clay and apple cider vinegar. Let that sit on your armpits and let it dry. Like if you've never used bentonite clay before, it gets really, it kind of draws out toxins, and so it will draw those out, and you'll feel it get like really, really tight. Like if you put it on your face and you like let it dry and you smile, it kind of like just cracks into like a million pieces. So I do that first, and then what I will do for natural deodorant, I've tried so many. I've done so much trial and error, guys, with natural deodorant. What I found for me personally is that deodorants that contain too much baking soda are way too harsh. Like I got a chemical burn on my armpits. I used my husband's Arm & Hammer deodorant, and that was like a disaster. Like my pits were on fire. And then I tried one of the best in terms of keeping me dry and like not stinky natural deodorants was from Lush. I'll pop a picture up and link it because I'm blanking on the name right now. It was pretty close to like deodorant that I'm used to in terms of like its effectiveness in keeping me dry. But unfortunately for me, I'm super sensitive to baking soda, and I think it's called the Grinch. The Grinch, that's it. The Grinch deodorant by Lush. Fortunately for me, it was too harsh, but I know some people swear by it. I would say if you want to try it, just keep a close eye on it. If you feel any sort of tingling or irritation, just rinse it off immediately. But I really wish that worked for me because it was like one of the best natural deodorants I've ever tried. That being said, what works for me is a trifecta. And I know it's high maintenance when I show you guys what I do, like, but for me, this is what works. So first off, I use Amazing Thai Crystal Deodorant Stone. So basically, it's a little deodorant stone like this. You apply water to it, so you wet it, and then you rub it into your pits just like you do with like deodorant. Your under. I keep saying pits. That doesn't sound like, I don't know, it's like that. It's not a classy word. Your underarms. You take this, you wet it, and then you wipe it under your underarms. And then I usually will like brush my teeth and let that dry off. And then next, what I found is Primal Pit Paste, natural deodorant. And specifically, they have one that has low baking soda. So I have experimented. I can get away with the regular one, but the low baking soda one I find is a little bit better for my, or a lot better for my skin. So I will go with the Primal Pit Paste. And those two products alone are enough to keep me odor free. And so usually I can just be fine with that. But in spring and summer, especially when it's hot and like sticky out, I also like to go in with the Thai Crystal and Cornstarch deodorant powder. This is the thing that's the game changer. So a lot of natural deodorants, you know, you still sweat. And if you don't like that wet, sticky feeling, this will help to eliminate that. And what I like to do, I'll see if I can find one and link it for you, but I have it's like a pastry brush. And so it's like a clear tube and you pour this powder inside. And I can like pop it into my purse and just kind of carry it with me for touch-ups throughout the day. So pretty much anytime I go to the bathroom, I would just take like the little deodorant in the brush pump and kind of just give myself a little touch-up. And that I found is the best way for me and my body chemistry to wear natural deodorant but not be like a sweaty, smelly, stinky mess. So one final thing about your underarms. Make sure that you're using a good quality, creamy, moisturizing shave gel. That will make a big difference. Do not try to shave your armpits without the shave gel. Trust me, you don't want to get that irritated. That'll also contribute to that discoloration and dark underarms. Recently, I've been liking this Own Beauty moisturizing shave gel. It's lavender and vanilla, so it smells amazing. And there's no added fragrances, and it's all natural, and it contains shea butter. And I like it a lot. It lets my razor kind of glide through smoothly with like very little friction. Again, you want to kind of decrease any irritation because your underarms are very, very sensitive, like even more sensitive than the skin on your face in some cases. So that's what I found to work for me. All right, and last but certainly not least, the moneymaker, the face. To be honest, I don't really do much differently during the summer versus the winter with my skincare. I like to exfoliate and keep it moisturized and balanced throughout the year. So I did a video recently on my morning skincare routine, which I'll pop a link to. And I did a video a while back on my evening skincare routine. And that's pretty much what I do throughout the year. Yeah, so maybe in the winter time I might moisturize a little bit. Spring and summer is that I have to exfoliate my lips. So right now I'm using this lip scrub. It's a vanilla lip scrub that I got from Sephora. And I use it with just an old toothbrush can do. This is like a tongue brush that I use. I did a video on my dental hygiene, which I'll pop a link to as well. Why not? So this is actually a tongue brush, an old tongue brush. But I like it because the bristles are really, they're quite tough. They're stronger than the bristles on my toothbrush. And I don't know, I just find the shape of this works well for scrubbing in my lip scrub. But yeah, exfoliate those chapped lips that you have from the winter time. And then I also like to use Burt's Bees Honey Moisturizing Lip Balm. And let me see, anything else I like to do for the face? Oh, on the topic of honey, I also like to do a honey skin mask. So yeah, I use skin masks like a lot to pamper myself, and I have like, I think I bought like a dozen, like a pack of a bunch of different ones, and so I'll use different ones during the year. But I find for this time of year especially, I like the honey cleansing and moisturizing mask. This removes impurities from pores, helps retain moisture for radiant, soft, and supple skin. So that's what I'm all about for this time of year, so making that switch from shedding my winter layers and being all glowy and dewy in the summer. I want things that make my skin soft, supple, and radiant and glowy. That's what I'm always looking for. So honey is a great ingredient for that. And even sometimes I will get the raw honey from like Trader Joe's has a great one. It's kind of Raw honey is kind of like a gritty feel, and I'll just use that to just exfoliate my face. I actually want to try some raw Manuka honey and see if I see a difference, but it probably will mostly just be a difference in pricing. All right, guys, I think that is it. Hopefully you found these tips useful to get your skin soft, radiant, supple, and spring and summer ready. Now it's more important than ever to take some time out to take care of yourselves. I know the news is horrible, so especially like at night, it's nice to just decompress, take some time for some self-care, to unwind, to relax, to pamper yourself, to kind of just forget about all of the everything going on out in the world right now, especially. And I know it's tempting when you're stuck inside to just kind of sit around, you know, in a dirty robe and ashy legs with your hair standing all over the place. Trust me, I have those days. I get it. But I just find when I take the time to get dressed, wash my face, put on some moisturizer, slap on some lipstick, I just feel that much better, and it makes me more productive and just, you know, human. So from my home to yours, I hope that you guys are all staying healthy and sane, staying productive, catching up on rest, getting whatever it is that you need, but most importantly, staying healthy. Thank you again so much for tuning in to listen to me talk about skincare and health and clothes and beauty and all of those wonderful things. I appreciate you guys so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And, you know, share this video with your friends. The more the merrier. Leave some notes down in the comments if there are things that you like to do to pamper yourself, especially right now, but specifically to get yourself ready for spring and summer, for those days when we can frolic in the sun again. And until next time, guys, stay classy and stay fabulous.